All right, so let's go in. All right, Charlotte, so my name's Maria.
I'm Maria, I'm Charlotte.
Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
All right, so when you feel comfortable. So how's your day been?
It's been good. It's been sunny, but cold too, so
Yeah.
kind of weird.
I know, it's too cold for Texas, you know?
It's too cold.
Just too cold. Anyway, so I'm doing this interview for my social work class. So the basic topic is going to be your career path, kind of why you chose it, and questions along that line. I want to make you aware that we are going to record this interview. So if at any point you feel uncomfortable with any questions, you can, feel free to not answer them, or, if you want to stop, we can definitely do that.
Perfect.
And make sure that you're as comfortable as possible. So the purpose, again, is going to be for one of my classes. My professor is going to be, and maybe my small class is going to be the one seeing it, but other than that, it's going to be very confidential.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, so your major is social work.
Right, correct.
And do you have a minor yet?
No, but it's funny, I've actually been looking into it. I'm taking a philosophy class right now, kind of for my writing flag, and that has been really interesting, but kind of looking, so maybe that, but then looking further into the Bridging Disciplines program, I think. And it's like, you can get really specific with like, there's one about social justice, there's one about children, and like stuff like that. So I've just been kind of researching and looking into that. So
that's really great, and it all goes back to like social work and
so that's what I love about it. It's like it's gonna make me kind of look deeper into certain issues that I'm interested in, and there's just so many options that it's been kind of hard to decide which one to choose. Yeah.
So most people don't know about social work. It's kind of one of those like hidden careers that people don't find out about it until you're involved in it somehow.
That's true.
So how did you first find out about social work?
How did I first? Well, okay, so when I was applying to college, and kind of before that, I always knew, like, I wasn't really big into, like, math. I was not really big into, like, I didn't want to be a doctor, didn't want to be a lawyer, didn't want to be, lawyer would be cool too, but, I just was so focused on wanting to just help people. Right. And, like, I don't know where that really came from, but that was always kind of just my thought, and I always thought it was so cheesy because how am I going to just do that for a living? And then when I was applying to UT, I saw, you had to apply to specific majors, and I was like, okay, well, maybe philosophy, maybe psychology, stuff like that. And I was like, oh, wait, what is this social work thing? So I looked into it and ended up applying to it and got some more information about it. And I was just like, wow, this is like a really cool way to apply my desire to help. So, yeah.
Wow, that's really great. So have you started looking at any like particular population that you'd like to work with?
Well, right now I'm volunteering at a preschool, and that has actually been really cool to be with, just kind of to be amidst like kids that are, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so young, you wouldn't think that they really are impacted by certain things around them, but it's incredible, the ways that they respond to things and are very intuitive. So just kind of, that's been really cool. I've always loved kids, and so, I feel like a lot of people say that, but I just really, I like working with them. Right. But other than that, I haven't really been able to kind of hone in yet. But that's kind of why I'm in social work. That's why I'm in this school, that's why I'm studying it. It's like, okay, trying to find my passion, trying to find what exactly it is that I want to be, who I want to be working with.
Yeah. So, what does your family have to say about your major?
My family, well, okay, so it's been really cool. Both my parents, my dad, had to pay for his own college.
Okay.
And so, he has been, really supportive, financially, but also, I, talk about social work and, at first I think, because he's an engineer, and so it's not as practical, maybe, as what he would consider, but he's been really amazing in just, understanding what it is, and when I talk about it, he kind of sees that I really love it, and has been really supportive, and, you know, he knows that what I want, and he knows that I wouldn't be happy if I wasn't doing something I loved. So, and that same goes for my mom. Like, they both kind of know me well enough to know that this is what I need to be doing. So it's been really cool. They've been really supportive. I've been really lucky.
Yeah, that sounds really, really great.
Mm-hmm.
So, tell me a little bit more about like your future plans with social work.
My future plans. Well, so kind of going all along the lines of like trying to find the population that I want to work with. You know, I'm still trying to kind of figure that out. You know, with that's kind of why I chose social work, because I feel like I can jump around and like figure out different things and like work at different places and like work with different people. Kind of, I guess my future plans would be, I would really love to like go, you know, maybe get my master's, or I don't know, like maybe go to seminary, or like, you know, just find like I definitely think that like more education the better. But you know, I still haven't really thought through it quite far enough to see where I'm going to be in 10 years. Like, I have no idea. But that's kind of what's exciting about, you know, social work.
Endless possibilities.
Yeah, there's just so many different things to do.
Yeah.
So.
And you mentioned seminary.
I
think that's so wonderful. I've actually done a seminary course that was very light in one of the countries that I was living in. So tell me, how did you get started with that?
Well, I kind of, I guess more broadly, I was involved in a church where my parents go. I now go to a different one, but there, you know, I was kind of approached by one of the kind of pastors there, and he was like, I really think you would be good at this. I really think this is maybe something that you should consider. And so kind of ever since then, that kind of moment, that time in my life, really, it kind of hit me. I was like, okay, wow, like this could be a possibility for me to do, you know, with the rest of my life. And so that's kind of where it started. And I think social work, you know, I chose social work at UT because I was like, wow, like this school is going to prepare me for kind of real world applications, like maybe not in the Christian context at all, but like I'm learning really, really important skills. And so I was, you know, I mean, I have no idea if it's going to mesh really well, but I really think that I can steer my education towards that. So I don't know, it's been really cool to, you know, see how similar social work practices are to, like, you know, things I'm learning in church and like stuff like that. So anyways, I just think it's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a beautiful ministry. And actually, I don't know if you know this, but the religious school at in UT is actually ranked really high, and they have a really good program. So yeah, you might want to consider that as a minor. I definitely have. Yeah,
that's awesome.
It's really great. So I kind of wanted to ask you, like, if you could see like your dream job, like your dream, like maybe organization or population that you're working with, like what would be your absolutely perfect job?
Perfect job. I don't know. That is like such. Okay, I think what I would like love to do is, you know, if seminaries. I don't know, but it's all so fuzzy. I have no idea.
It's a hard question.
I think for me would be like a nonprofit, like starting a nonprofit.
Wow.
Or like, you know, or like,
yeah.
I know that's like would be my dream if I was like able to like, you know, give 100% of my energy and time and everything, and like really find something that I thought was really important for like, you know, people to have. Just like be able to start a nonprofit and run it and like just kind of I don't know. I've always found
I can see that,
cool.
Charlotte.
Oh my god,
you being the boss.
I don't know, but anyways, I've just thought that that's really cool the way, you know, people kind of start those things and they work really well. I've always that's always brought me anxiety though, like starting something and not knowing if it's gonna work out or not, or like there's so much risk in like non-profit work, you know, you're kind of, you know, the way that you get funding for certain things and like stuff like that. So I don't know, it's, you know, it's just kind of a nerve-wracking thing to me. So, but like if I had if I was in like the perfect place, I would love to do that.
Well, I love that you dream so big. Like I would be so scared. Like that wouldn't even cross my mind. Like I would be like, oh no, I'm just gonna fail.
It is kind of scary, and I'm definitely have a big fear of failure, just because I don't know. That's just kind of how I'm wired, and so
Yeah.
we'll see. Probably, I don't know, but that's just a big dream.
I'm rooting for you. I'm sure that you're gonna be great. So, in the UT social work program, like, have you experienced any challenges, or how has your experience been so far?
I think my biggest challenges have come with like concerning my future. Obviously, in this interview, I've kind of like blurted all this stuff out that, like, you know, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it. And I think my biggest challenges is because school social work is so small and like so, I mean, you can do a lot, but since it's so small, like, okay, and like not as broad of a degree as like say psychology, right? Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes I feel a little bit confined, and like I feel like, okay, when I have this like degree in my hands, like, and I go to someone and ask for a job, apply for jobs, like, what is gonna, like, is this gonna sustain me? Is this gonna get me a job? And like that is something that's scary to me. That's been like my biggest concern, but like it's definitely been overshadowed by like, you know, listening to people and their big dreams, and like listening to why people are in social work. It's always so inspiring to see why people are doing it, because it's always out of like, you know, like something that happened in their life or some big idea that they want to, like, you know, they all want to change the world, and it's like really inspiring. So that kind of overshadows my concerns.
And I think honestly that is a challenge that we all have, like that. You know, we live in a world that is so concerned about, you know, the financial means, like how are you going to support yourself? And we live in such a consumer society that, you know, it's normal that it's in the back of our minds all the time. Like, am I going to be able to like live off of this?
Yes, I know. So, it's daunting, but I think it will all work out for, you know.
Definitely.
But it's still so a bit scary.
Yeah, it is. So tell me a little bit more about yourself and,
just like what, like kind of like how my
work in
personality
general.
kind of meshes.
Yeah, how your personality comes into play with social work.
Well, you know, kind of what I said earlier, I talked about how I've always kind of wanted to help people. I don't necessarily think that's like a personality trait, but I've always been, you know, I'm the oldest of 3 girls, and so I've always kind of been, you know, between my younger sisters, I've been the mediator. So that would be something that in my personality I've always kind of been, but then also tried to like take charge and like, so kind of more extroverted, domineering, sometimes personality. I guess that's why I've always wanted to do like nonprofit work or like head something or lead something in some way. So I think those traits really kind of mesh with social work. Some stuff I could probably really work on is, you know, like patience and like being able to relate to people better that are different than me, and stuff like that. So there's, you know, it's cool to see how like there's some parts of me that are really kind of gonna go well with social work, and then there's a lot of parts of me that need to be changed in order to be a good social worker.
So would you say that your number one motivation, you know, in your work and social work would be like your ability to take charge and just, you know?
Yeah, and just, I mean, but then I think what comes with that is like being able to like, you know, take charge in some sense, but only when necessary. I think like leadership and leaders are summoned instead of just like forced on people. I feel like the real leaders are the ones that are find the opportunities and go for it. Whereas, I don't know. So I've just kind of been interested in like, you know, what are the opportunities? What are my opportunities to like show that personality trait of mine? Okay. But yeah, so that's kind of where that is for me.
I think that's really great. I think you're very inspirational, Charlotte. Very, very inspirational. Well, I think we're running out of time, but I really appreciate you doing this. I think you did absolutely great, and I feel like I got to know you a lot better now.
Yes,
so.
Thank you so much. You're so supportive of everything I've been saying. Awesome.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.